Everybody, it's the Yuki once again, giving you guys today's game development update. It's been a while since I did one of these, but there is a good reason, and it is because there has been some new stuff I wanted to go over. But um, first and foremost, on the main channel, you Retro Yuki, I am doing a content realignment thing where I put certain content on certain channels, and we're about to realign again as we get ready for other content on the main channel as well as other channels that I do. And part of this realignment has to do with the game channel, has to do with the game development channel here, and that is on the main channel. Would you like Yuki Game Dev channel material to be part of this channel, as in the main channel, as part of the game development that's going to come up on the main channel? So make sure you guys vote on this on the main channel if you guys are interested. All right. So let's get into let's get into what the update is about. There's two things I want to go over, and the reason why I'm showing this particular project is because it recently came out for the Card Summons plugin. Now, originally I was going to do it when the day it came out, but I wanted to test it out to see what we are dealing with. And after testing it out, I discovered it's more like a Magic the Gathering game than I thought it was going to be. What I was thinking of is you can mix up your deck to where you can have the regular skills and then you can have a minion inside of in that deck. But the way that this is working, it's going to be a separate system where you can actually duel. So let me present how it looks like to show you guys what where we are dealing with if I decide to add this system. So if I decide to add the system, going from the tutorial island to the stuff, we go to the this boat right here on the top right. You're gonna notice we have a brand new island called Duel Island or Dueling Island, also known as Card Summons Island. So if you go to edit decks at this point, you're gonna notice that we have two red and two enabled decks. You may have noticed that we have a duelist deck included. This is because we are on what we call the dueling island, and this is where the card summons is actually played. So as you guys can see on the right, you have your deck, but it's a minion. It's a minion deck. It's not your regular skill deck that you normally see on the game. You can have those back, but once you leave the island. So basically, this becomes more of Magic the Gathering. Let me show you how this works. You see how on the card you have the MP cost in blue, you have the attack in red, which is one, you have the HP in green, which is two in this case. Okay, now the way this works is like Magic the Gathering. You need mana, but you only use the MP system when it comes to this. So let me actually play a little bit of this so that you guys can see where we are going with it. So coin toss, like regular card games. The enemy goes first. That is tails. If it's the leaf, so I'm not gonna mulligan nothing there. So I'm gonna go play. So as you guys can see, this is grid, just like in Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic the Gathering. Blue is yours. Orange is the enemy. But the layout almost sounds like the same as if this was a regular card game against like slimes or other creatures. That's because you are still playing a card game. Just the way that it's working is different. So, how do you summon a card? To summon a card, you have to make sure you have enough MP, or in this case, mana. On the bottom left corner, you're going to see the layout of the HUD is the same as if your regular card game against creatures. Okay, so I only have 1 mana to start. To get more, you either have to have a coin, which is gain 1 MP, exile this, or at the end of the next, at the start of the next turn, you add 1 more MP by rule. So I'm going to go ahead and play this, and I am going to grab this card, but I don't have anything to play. So he now you may notice that the summon system is if you play a card, if you play a minion, you cannot attack with that minion until the next turn. It's called summoning sickness, and that is a traditional thing in Magic the Gathering and any other card game like Yu-Gi-Oh. So I'm gonna exit. I'm gonna not exit. End my turn. Right now I'm gonna summoning disadvantage because I don't have much. Now he's. I think she's gonna attack. Yeah, she's gonna attack directly. Now by rule, the way this works, you can actually attack directly without even going straight after the creatures. However, keep in mind you have summoning sickness. So do keep that in mind. Now, I will tell you this is the demo version of the project. This may have changed in the final release. Do I really have nothing to play? No, I have a mimic. I'm like, wow, okay. So I'm already at a disadvantage here because I don't have much to play because of the way my deck is working. So I'm gonna see if I can play a two and only play a mimic. That's okay. So that's how this game works. This summoning system, it's really a card game, like Magic the Gathering. I'll explain how I was going to introduce this into Mini Tower in a moment. So I'm gonna exit the duel just so that I can show you guys more. Now you get a few decks to play with, at least in this demo. No, I no, no. You can change the deck to Imperium, Terrarian, Celestial Master. At least in this demo project. So you get different cards for different abilities. So let's check out the Imperium. Let's check this out. Let's check out the Imperium deck. What do we have here? Oh, we have red card. Red card. So yeah, we have the good ones here. So that's how the minions are. All right. Now we're gonna exit this. Actually, before we do, if you go back to the main island in the tutorial in this particular demo project, you will lose access to those decks because that deck, both decks, are based on the card summon system. Then you get your regular card decks back, the one that you're normally used with in the mini tower and the regular version of this. So you're back to normal in terms of this particular system. So now that I showed you this, in terms of the what the card summon system looks like, I'm going to show you now what I was thinking of doing for mini tower. So if we go to mini tower, there is some other updates as well, but I want to explain the card summon thing when it comes to mini tower. So there was a few ideas in my mind. The way that I was thinking it's gonna work is in your deck, you can have a minion, and you can summon that minion in the battlefield to protect you. Where it's like a taunt to do that. Obviously, we saw the system in play, and that it was not the case. However, because I looked at it, you see that there is a human NPC right there on the top right corner of the bat. That human NPC is supposed to be a placeholder in the event that I wanted to try out the card summon system for this particular thing. Here's where it gets a little tricky because you're using the card summon system and the regular one. You can you have to switch decks. Okay, you're going to lose cards and you're going to gain cards because of that. Okay, that's the that's the deal when it comes to that particular thing. Also, I do not think you are allowed to mix it up. Where let's let's say you put your regular skills as a character and then you put the minion. I don't think you can do that by rule because it will be based on a grid system for that. So for that reason, you cannot mix it up. However, you can you can switch. So here's the deal. We have the tower on the first floor. This is the first floor of the tower. I have not shown you this since the first time I showed you this last year. Now, here's the deal. Right now, the boss is a bat, with the regular game, the card game, the usual suspect. Now, I was thinking, now this is going to sound weird, that the final boss of the floor is going to be a regular human NPC doing the card summon game. So this NPC over here in the town, in the house of enemies, is like your training buddy. This guy is your training buddy. This one over here is going to give you, let's say, if I decide to do it. Now this is very crucial. This is very crucial here. If I decide to go ahead and do it, I'm gonna have to add cards that are minion cards, not skill cards, because it's different for the card summon game. Now, I will tell you this, no matter what happens in the next update, you will be able to try it out yourself and then tell me if you guys want it or not. Okay? I may release this update very early just so that you guys can check this out. This new card summon thing to see if you like it. If you like it, awesome. If you don't like it, I'll remove it and then we'll just do the regular battle with the enemy thing. But if you do like it, one other idea was that idea for the human NPC to be the boss of the tower at the floors. And then maybe in the actual first game I'm gonna do, we can combine both. The, or we can only do one. We'll see. I don't want to make it too complicated as it is. Because we already had the changes to the HUD. What I want to present to you now, because what I'm feeling here is that the HUD has to change because of the fact of the minion thing. So you can only choose one, basically. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not gonna be able to like experiment. It's more of you can only choose one system, card summon or the skill card because it makes it easier for me to like put everything in. If I do add the card summon, it's gonna take longer because I don't have the cards ready because it's a brand new system. So we don't even have a duelist deck for any character yet. That's why it's an NPC placeholder. Also, one other thing that you may have just noticed, we have a window for state. What this is a state plugin. It's called the Souls bars, and what this does is if you fill up a bar, let's say the stagger bar there, that enemy or hero will get that status condition once that bar is filled up. Okay, once that bar is filled out, that first effect will take place. It is going to be the first effect that actually gets added. So, for example, stagger is looking like the leader. So, if the stagger bar fills up, the enemy is stunned for 2 turns, meaning the enemy cannot move for 2 turns. Or, in the case of the heroes, the hero cannot move for two. Okay, so keep that in mind. That's one change. The other change is actually to your right side. The HUD has changed, and the reason for this is very simple. So back a few updates ago, I started to try out the the system for mana, like different mana for different moves for the black mage. The thing with that is it's gonna be a lot to track, and you might not have the right combination to want at that turn. So to keep it simple, we're just gonna use the MP system. Okay, that also means something else. I'm gonna bring Freya along for my next thing here. Gonna see what this is later. I'm gonna run so that I can grab Freya here, so I can demonstrate something new here. So I had to change a lot of that for this to work. I'm gonna skip my turn here. So you see that we now have mana cost. All right. So fire charge now can do +2 to attack um for fire cards in the hand, which is two of them here. And now you have build 30% burn. Bonus applied is 0 because I have not played fire charge yet. Now I'm gonna apply it. Now the bonus applied is 2. Now on the card it says 0. On the bottom, on the top left corner, on the help bar, it says 2. Look at the help bar because for some reason it doesn't update right away. But the bonus is 2, so 3 plus 2 is to be 5. And I add 30% burn. We also have the mana potion, which is going to be useful. Unfortunately, I did miss on that last one. Ew, gross. That's a drain. I'm not sure where the error here is, so I'm gonna have to fix that. That's the debugging thing. But everything works. So now I'm gonna bring Stagger along. So the band-aid item removes burn. I mean not burn, bleeding. Oh, I missed again with Freya. Wow. Okay. He usually doesn't miss that much. Oh, we're up double. That was a double bleed, okay? Double drain there. So we're gonna have to take out this bad fast. I would love Stagger to get up there. Nice. It just got up there. The Stagger is now in play. That means that bad cannot move for 2 turns. and that might be good. Oh, I missed again. Wow. Okay. Now burn is in there, but because stagger was first, stagger gets selected. So it's the first one that you that you play with. Wow, both of them went in. I'm gonna fire charge and fire here. Gonna single shot this. Okay, I'm looking at the enemy's HP. There we go. So that's what it looks like so far. I'm gonna have to fix some stuff, right? But that's what I've been working on. I'm gonna fix some errors like you saw there, and then we'll see what happens with that. All right. So yeah, that is the update for now. If there's something else that comes up, I'll let you guys know. And don't forget to vote on the poll on the main channel here. Okay, make sure you vote on this particular one. That's all for now. We'll see you guys in our next update after I fix some errors.